Hey guys, welcome to this session where we're going to be talking about using goal setting to motivate your staff, which I know seems like a little bit odd for some people, but trust me, this is pure gold. So, what we're hoping in this session is that you're going to be able to explore ways to improve staff morale, reduce staff turnover, increase job satisfaction, and improve the quality of care. And I don't know about you, but if at my center I can do all four of these things just by having a couple of conversations, I think it's totally worthwhile. So I want to just talk for a little bit about the difference in goal setting and problem solving. For a lot of people, they think I'm not a goal setter. But if you ask the same person, well, do you have any problems that need to be solved? They'll be like, absolutely. So whether you think of it as far as problem solving or goal setting, doesn't matter. What we're doing is looking at where someone is now and helping them to make a plan for how to get to where they want to be in the future. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm a little bit weird. And the New Year's resolution was one of my favorite parts of the winter holidays. Yes, hanging out with family was great. Getting a couple presents, I could definitely appreciate that. Eating great food, yeah, on board. But writing New Year's resolutions as a child and thinking about what do I want my world to be like in a year opened up so many avenues for me. And it's probably why I'm still a goal setter today. I set goals daily, weekly, monthly. Now, I may not achieve all of them, but I definitely love to set them. And I get further by having set them than if I'd never started at all. So this weird quirk of mine may make me a little bit of a weirdo, but it does make me a really good person to help you guys motivate your staff using this tool. People are happiest when they're growing. Now, there's two quotes that I've heard multiple times, and one of them, I looked it up, is from William Burroughs, and it says, when you stop growing, you start dying. And then there's a variation of it from Lou Holtz, which is, in this world, you're either growing or dying, so get in motion and grow. Right? We all want to get in motion and grow. We don't want to be dying. We all want to get to the next good place. This means figuring out what that next place is and making a plan to get from here to there. As a leader, you get to help with that. You get to help people figure out where's the next place they want to go and to get there. So that's something you get to do as a director or an owner of a center. And I think it's completely magical. So how do we help them grow, right? We want them to grow and not die. How do we help them do that? The answer is we get them into a growth mindset. We get them into a growth mindset instead of a restricted mindset. We want them to think about all the opportunities that are in front of them. We want them to think about where they could go from here. And we do that by helping them to set goals. So this is a picture of a target and an arrow. A little side note, Kate and I are both archers. So this is one of our favorite hobbies, or has been over the years. So if you're shooting an arrow and you're not looking at the center of the target, you're likely to not hit the target at all or hit way out in the white. You need to know where you're going. What is it that you're looking for? So we look for our goal, the center of the bullseye, and then we're much more likely to hit it. Like they say, if you reach for the stars and you don't make it, at least maybe you hit the moon, right? So I suggest you start this at orientation. We've offered them a job. They've come on to work. We're telling them where the fire extinguisher is, where to park their car, how to sign in, helping them go over their paperwork. Part of that orientation should be asking them, where do they see themselves in 3 months or 6 months or a year? Pick a time frame that works good for you. I like a year. Again, going back to that whole, I love the New Year's resolution. But if you feel more comfortable with a 6-month window, give them a 6-month window. Some people like to do 5 years. I don't care. But ask them this question: where do you see yourself? What are your goals? And maybe you don't use the goals. Just say, if you could look back on this year as the best year ever, what would it look like? So give them an opportunity to give you a little bit of feedback on that. And then say their answer is, in a year from now, I would really like to be a lead teacher. Then ask some follow-up questions to that. If, on the other hand, when you ask that question, they say, I'd really like to be in a military academy, or I'd like to be a chef, or I'd like to be adopting my 6th child, whatever it is, let them tell you what the big goal is, and then ask questions about what would that mean to you, and how would that improve your life, and what additional skills or resources would you need to have to make that happen. So we ask them follow-up questions about, how do we make that work? What is their next step? What are, and they're maybe not going to give the next step, but they're going to come up with several tools that they're going to need, several resources that they may need to find, new skills. But we take note of all of these things. We have 1 or 2 big things that they want to change, and then we ask, what are the steps that they're going to need to do, or what are the skills they're going to need to acquire, the resources, and we take note of those things. Okay? And we use those together with the staff person to make a plan. Now, this is not your plan. You're the director. You're not the one who wants to become a lead teacher. You've already been a lead teacher, okay? You're not the one who wants to adopt the 6th child. You are here to help facilitate them making the plan. What are the steps? What are the resources? Are you going to need to give them some time off? Are you going to need to help them with resources? Are you going to, allow them to take new risks in their job? What's the plan, and how can the center help support that plan? Okay? Why do you, as their boss, need to help them with this plan? Why are you involved? You're involved because doing this at orientation helps the new hire to feel like they are seen and they are valued. You value what they want to achieve. You improve staff morale. Like if somebody feels seen and valued, they feel ready to take risks. They're ready to try new things. This is just like helping a child feel attached to their teacher, right? We are helping them to have a good foundation at the center. So it improves their morale because their dreams are recognized and supported. It reduces the likelihood of somebody walking out in the first 2 to 3 weeks because they know that this job has a bigger purpose in their life. Not just the bigger purpose in helping these families, but a bigger purpose in their life to help them achieve what they want to achieve. And then we're going to have staff who are more invested in the center and more invested in their actual career of early childhood, not just a job as a babysitter, right? So then we take those goals, those steps, the answers to those questions, and then we incorporate it into that individual staff person's individualized training plan. So if somebody is going to be going into the military, they're probably going to be needing to do more physical activity. So I'm going to put stuff in their training plan about gross motor activity and how to increase activity. And maybe we're going to have some additional responsibilities of them running sports programs with the school-age kids. And so they're going to have training to support them running sports programs for the school-age kids. If they were going to want to become a chef, then we put into their training plan them getting their food handler's license and then their food manager's license and menu planning and nutrition, right? So we're taking their goals and those steps and resources that they need, and we're putting it into their annual training plan, which means, wonderfully, that you, as the director, are not having to chase them as much to get their training, because their training is related to what they want to do, or at least a portion of their training is related to what they want to do. And they're going to be much more engaged in that training. Okay, so this takes that monkey off of your back and puts it on your staff person's back. Very, very helpful. And then we support their goal. What are the steps we need to do to help them climb this mountain and get to the next step? Like we said, it might be additional training, it might be additional responsibilities, time off, resources. All of those are support that you can give them, a hand up to help them move forward with their goal. And then once we've done that, we're going to check in at evaluation. We don't have to be on a daily basis checking in and making sure they're going to the training and that they're getting the resources that they need, but we do need to check in periodically when we do our evaluation. Now, you may only do an evaluation, at the end of their probationary period, and then I hope you also do one once a year, right? We want to check and make sure that they're balanced and that they're making progress. So we check in at the evaluation and we make sure that they've done the training, that they're making progress, and that we're offering them the appropriate support. Okay? So here it is. We ask questions, we make a plan, we do training, we evaluate, and then the best part, which we haven't talked about yet, is that we celebrate. Woo! Insert party horns here, right? When they accomplish something towards their goal, you need to celebrate it. You need to be like, you rocked it. I can't believe that you've mastered your, food manager's training or whatever it is, right? We celebrate each of those accomplishments, okay? Because we want them to feel, again, like we see them, like we get why this is important to them, okay? It's not that hard to do, because when they feel valued, supported, and recognized, you have a happy staff. And a happy staff stay with you longer, so you have less staff turnover. Because they are engaged in the work you are doing, they provide better quality care for the children because, again, they're doing something that is related to their interests. And so you provide better quality care for the for the children. You provide a better workplace for your staff. You have less staff turnover. You have more engaged staff. You have less fussing about annual training. There's so many benefits to this, okay? So I really strongly suggest that you do goal setting with your staff. You do it at orientation, and then you do it once a year at their annual evaluation. So I guess I'll see you in the next video that I'm training you on. And I just want you to think, as you're finishing up this video, how different would your career be if your first boss had done this for you, and how much difference can you make for all of your staff going forward? See you soon.